It's
Try coming, Howard.
I can't fully describe what it's like because it's just such a surreal and odd thing.
Peter, I mean, I didn't get wrestling at all until last year when I went to a live event in Portland, and then I was like, oh, this makes sense.
I still don't get it, and I went.
What did you say, Patty?
What?
Patty, what did you say?
I said I still don't get it, and I even went.
But you had a good time. You said you'd go again.
And I did have a good time, actually. I will go again.
I went and I fucking hated it.
Uh-huh.
I'm going again. I can't wait.
I'm going until I love it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's always, you never know what to fully expect with like local wrestlers, but I feel like it's usually still fun. I was bummed they didn't have sloppy chili dogs or Coors Lights.
I know.
They did have cold nachos.
I had cold nachos. That kind of sucks.
That's fucking
I was
gnarly.
trying to get hot nachos and cold beer. I got 0 of those things.
You got like the worst way to combine those things.
No beer and cold nachos.
Beer, Ryan?
No, they didn't have any beer.
No beer, cold nachos.
I don't know if it was because it was at a high school or what.
Brutal. All right.
So, do you guys want to jump right in? Because I know Thomas has to leave early-ish tonight because he's a dummy.
Yep.
Otherwise, gotta work early.
I open to close tomorrow, so I work a 12-hour shift and coffee, which is gonna be socially annoying as hell.
Yeah. All right.
Any,
I'm G2G.
okay, does everybody feel G to G? I mean, it's fine if you want to shoot the breeze. I want you all to have fun, of course, but...
No, let's not have fun. Let's
We're-
just play and kill.
So, if you guys haven't clicked on it yet, make sure to click on your character and rest for the night.
I think I did that at the end of last. I'm pretty sure I did that at the end of the last session.
Okay.
I definitely did not.
Well, do it if you haven't. No, you. Yes.
Can you unpause it?
Steve and Maroc did.
I did?
Yeah, it says
I haven't
6.
done it.
It says 6 days.
do
It says you awake and well rested.
Yeah, 6 days, 22 hours ago, Maroc. You got 6 points back, focus points, and all spell slots restored.
Okay.
You trying to cheat, Peter?
I guess. Okay. All right. I don't remember pressing it, but
It says it in the blog there.
There we go.
it does.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right
scroll
above your
up.
bless.
Right
I mean, I
above
think
the
the log
blast?
literally goes back to the day we started.
Oh.
Yes,
okay,
it does.
shit.
Oh, yes.
Okay, my bad.
Okay, and there's always at least one cheater in a D&D group.
I guess, yeah. That's me, apparently. My bad.
Easiest to cheat when you know all the rules.
It is the easiest to cheat when you know all the rules. Damn it! Thanks, Thomas. I appreciate that.
Hey, Tony.
Dang.
Are you hopped on Twitch for me?
All right, I'll do that in just a moment.
I appreciate it. I see your sister has already joined us, so that's good. Good to see her. All right, so let's get started. A quick recap again before we get real into it. You all received the 3 quests to complete about 2 weeks ago. You finished dealing with the undead outbreak in the Akala Research Facility. You still have a kidnapped Dodal... a kidnapped Dodal's daughter, a kidnapped noble's daughter to find, and to escort a historian in an ancient temple. You've decided, obviously, to deal with the finding of the noble's daughter next. The quest scroll reads again, my daughter Jada Norman has been kidnapped the night of Sarnath the 12th. I strongly believe this to be a kidnapping because on the day of, there were tensions that arose between my division, the Ministry of Defense, and a Valeran troop that visited to discuss certain peace agreements. However, there was no letter, ransom, etc. left behind in her absence. I offer the party who returns my daughter 200 gold piece each, plus a bonus of 100 gold piece for the head or heads of the man or men who stole her. Signed, Augustus Norman, Chancellor of Defense, Novar. Your first move was to talk with the Chancellor Augustus to get an idea of Jaden's life before the events. Chancellor Augustus believes it to be a kidnapping because he denied a peace treaty with a rogue military unit in Valera. You learn that while Valera has one recognized monarchy, many small factions have sprung up in an effort to open the borders again. This particular rogue group is Augustus's first suspicion, believing it to be personal revenge against him. The captain of this particular group is named Mahmud. You have also found that Jaden was a normal socialite before suddenly becoming a hermit for about a month before her disappearance. Augustus and his servant Clary both admit that she had a good life and time at home, but Clary admitted to finding poetry of forbidden love. She also admitted no obvious signs of forced entry, Steve found. Steve also found in Jaden's bedroom a jade ornament with markings that Augustus stated would be a signature from a merchant in Valera, and said that Jaden received anonymous gifts from the traveling merchant Kirei for the last couple of months. With all this information, you also questioned some of her friends in a theater troupe and found that she has been pen pals with a man from Valera. While they couldn't help you decipher the writing, Guildmaster Kron could, as you found out once you returned to the Hunters Guild to gear up for the road to Masai. He says it reads Ari Fatuma, deducing that that is likely the name of the crafter of the ornament. You have all now left for Masai, traveling a good 30 miles towards the borders through the fields and woods of Novar. You all camped for the night when you were suddenly ambushed by a few wargs. You easily defeated them, even though most of you were naked, and you slept the rest of the night away with Dan preparing the warg meat for breakfast the next morning. Any questions? Oh, actually, before you get into questions, the reason, another reason, obviously there's a few reasons that you guys are heading towards Masai and Valera in general. One very key reason was that Augustus had mentioned, Kirei bringing these gifts to Jaden, and that is where Kirei operates out of, the merchant who delivered these anonymous gifts. And that is one particular reason you're headed to Masai. The other, of course, being that likely this Ari Fatuma, the creator of this ornament. But that is, at least currently, your couple of reasons, if not some others that you guys might have had in your heads. All right. But sorry, so any questions?
I'm good.
No.
What did you want us to be doing, Maddie, for I know you had said we bought some shit from the Hunters Guild, but before we were ending, we were kind of like wrapping up really fast.
Yep.
And you said we could go buy some other shit. Do you want me just to like say, hey, I bought this shit?
Correct.
It's old. What do you want to do?
Yes, sorry, I didn't reply to the Discord. I did see what you posted. Both Maroc and Steve, you guys were able to get your items. Maroc, obviously, at just a standard pricing.
I don't know what the price is. I need to know what the price would be.
Oh, I'm sorry. The price of a plus
I
two.
never looked it up.
Yeah. Can you look it up for me? It's much faster if you do.
I can do it. Yeah. Just give me a minute.
How much gold do you have, Steve? Because I want to say it's like 1,000 gold piece for plus two.
Well, I don't remember what this, but the thing was that the rune would be half off, and then the installation would be free. So
right, but I'm asking.
It's going to be just like the normal. Let me find it. I can find it quick.
No, I'm asking how much gold do you have?
Probably not enough.
Okay.
But so the thing that I was looking at is 2,000.
Weapon
And
potence.
I have
Were you looking for +2 or for? Because
+2 greater striking.
Oh, you were looking for greater striking particularly. Okay. Yeah, greater striking is a lot more expensive, but you could get the +2 for, it would be 935 with free labor and then have 935 rounded down if you wanted it and can afford it.
I've been made obsolete.
Okay. But Marak, you were able to purchase your items. Steve, your gold purse is just a little too light, unfortunately.
Is it okay then, Maddie, as long as... Because I didn't have the exact amount of gold, but I did have some shit I could have sold. Is that okay? Wow, that rhymed a little bit.
That's fine. Well, yeah, just get rid of the stuff that would have cost enough. Obviously, everything you sell is at, what, 25% or 10%? 50? Okay. Sure, I'll accept that. Yeah, sell your items for half their cost and then purchase what you need. And then away we go. So it is now morning when you guys wake up. You're still, of course, in close to the border of Masai and Valera, of course. You probably still have about a half to a full day's ride worth left to travel. But it is now morning. Oh, why don't I have your characters on this? I'm sorry. Of course, if you do want to heal up and patch up, you guys did eat some warg meat that Dan prepared. It was sizzled. It tasted a little gamey, but for the most part, it was still well tender and moist. So go ahead and just patch yourselves up as you need to, and let's hit the road. Who is going to pilot the Warcan?
I will pilot the Warcan.
Thank you.
All right. I guess at this point we can probably easily assume that unless you guys say otherwise, Worf will pilot the Warcan, and Marak, you'll stay and help with navigation with your wayfinder and your map. Steve and Dan, you guys huddle into the back of the caravan and wait your next adventures. You all hit the road again. A little exhausted, but satisfied with a good bit of combat. Your stomachs are plenty full thanks to the kindness of Dan for frying up that warg meat. And of course to Marak, who is now patching you guys up, and himself up, of course. You continue your travels through the woods, transitioning perfectly into grasslands and plains again, going through and out of different scenery, plenty of woods and wetlands, basking in the soft sunlight as the heat really starts to turn up. You feel as if everything's starting to get a little more orange in nature, everything's a little more dried up, and just a little less green for what you're used to. You do not more than about 2 or 3 hours in, you notice those trees become less dense, and you feel the heat of the sun pick up as you travel from the wetlands and forests into a savanna. The winds are still, the air is dry, many buttes are staggeringly tall. The heat radiating off the rocky earth creates... I know, I wanted to say butts, but I knew you guys would all just be giggling. We're fucking high schoolers, I don't even care. Or we're not even high schoolers, this is middle schoolers here. But the heat radiating off the rocky earth creates illusions that somewhat disorient you. It's not quite as hot to start taking any damage, but it's hot enough that you can feel the sweat bead down your necks and chest as you start to approach the borders of Novar. The road you are on becomes more densely populated again, as
God
many...
damn it. Jesus. Every fucking time.
First off, I would like to paint the simple picture that throughout the day, Marak has just been kind of like walking around the quickly moving caravan. You guys are, of course, Worf is keeping a good hefty gallop on the horses as you guys travel the roads, and Marak just keeps hopping in between, back and around, and that's fine. Speaking of which, you guys do have 3 hero points at the start of this mission, or at the start of this day. But Marak is just like constantly hopping throughout the caravan and just randomly walking up to one after another and just patching yourselves up. But anyways, continuing on. The road you're on becomes more densely populated again, as many individuals with their daily trades are heading in the same direction as you all, out from their small collation of different villages. You pass a few more buttes and a small hill when you finally see the great towering city of Masai coming into view. Many of the adobes and buildings built of clay stack on top of each other. The waters that flow through the city are as inviting as the cool breeze that runs over them comforts you quite a bit. The sun is close to setting, about 3 or 4 hours in, but the sky is already painted that purple, orange, and blue. You have finally reached the west gates of Masai. Several of Masai's guards are posted here, checking people's identifications. Takes at least a half an hour before a guard finally approaches your caravan. Good evening, gentlemen. What business do you have?
My name's Steve. Me and my associates here are all with the Hunters Guild. We're just looking for a certain merchant here. Just got a couple questions for him. We're just doing a little work here in the city, looking for somebody. How's your day going?
Hot as can be, but still okay.
I hear you, man. It is hot out here.
Can I get
I've been through hotter.
Can I get some identification from everyone in and outside of this wagon, please?
Oh,
I'm
sure
gonna
thing.
flash my badge.
The guard takes your badge, writes down your name and your occupation, dwarf, Hunters Guild mercenary, hands it back. Takes everybody's identification and writes it and scribbles into his notepad and gives it back to you. Should let you know that you are allowed access through this west gate here as Novarians. However, I must remind you, if this is your first time here, I should let you know that the east gate is banned from any Novarians. You may not enter Valera, but you are welcome in the city of Masai.
I'm gonna flash my badge again.
Thank you for letting us know. We really appreciate that.
The guard looks down at his notebook and looks back at you, Worf. He's like, "Yes, I have you down here, Worf. You're free to enter."
We'll go where we want to go.
And by the way, do you happen to know? Are you familiar with a merchant by the name of? Sorry, Matt. Remind me of the merchant's name. Yeah.
No, I got it. Don't tell us, Maddie. I have this shit written down. Ari Fatuma.
Nope, that's the person that made the jewel.
God damn it! Hold on. Just shut your damn mouth, Ryan. It's not Mayomud. It's shit. Oh, Kyra.
Kire.
That's what I said.
Kire. Do you happen to know of the merchant Kire or the jeweler Fatuma?
I do not know of this jeweler Ara Fatuma, but I'm assuming that if you make your way down to the quarters, merchant's quarters, you should be able to find such a jeweler. As for the merchant Kire, they just made it into the city of Masai not a day ago. At this point, I do not know where they're staying, but
do they have
likely
headquarters in town, or?
They don't have a headquarters. I do know that they love staying. Excuse me. I do know they love staying at the Hodgkins Inn, just at the center of the town.
I'm just gonna get directions from him then, so I know how to get there, right? Or do you need me to go? Okay,
yeah. Nope,
well,
don't worry.
Thanks for all your help.
Head to the center of the city.
What's your name, by the way? I'm sorry.
Oh, not a problem. My name is Xian.
Thanks so much, Xian. We really appreciate it. All your help.
Of course.
One last question.
Yes.
This is my first time here. Anything we should see while we're in the city?
You definitely are going to the right place, let me put it that way. The Hodgkins Inn is a wonderful tavern. And the Merchant's Quarter, well, make sure you have plenty of gold to spend. Enjoy it.
Oh, all right.
Now, please
Thanks,
move
man.
along.
Have a great day.
Please move along. I must get through the rest of these people. Have a good day. Shion
You
walks
too,
away.
Friend. I'm just gonna stare at him kind of for a bit too long after I say friend.
He nods and just walks away from you guys.
I'll take the nod as an acceptance that we're friends.
So yeah, you guys enter into the city of Masai, and quite like Alta Nova's, I wouldn't call it slums, but the outer ward, essentially. It's not quite the party city that you would expect, but there's plenty of going-ons and happenings within. There's possibly even a festival of sorts that's occurring within the center of the city, but for the most part, it's a pretty lively city, especially at this time of night. It's not quite nighttime yet, but it's probably about 6 in the evening. But you guys make your way head on through to the center of Masai, and sure enough, after probably another half an hour of passing through different sets of people, getting into residential areas to business areas to the merchants' quarters, and finally at about the center of the city is a giant courtyard where stands in the center of it a tall building with a sign, the Hodgkins Inn.
Hey guys, look, it's the Hodgkins Inn.
So check it out.
Just like Gian told us about. Let's go inside.
So you guys wrapping up the war can, or are you trying to drive it into the tavern itself? I'm just kidding. You guys do rope it up and tie it outside where there's a nice couple of posts and plenty of horses and caravans already parked. And sure enough, you guys walk into the Hodgkins Inn, or those of you who are walking in. I'm assuming, is everybody going in? Is anybody else doing anything else instead?
Solomon.
Okay. So fair enough, yes. All 4 of you head on into the Hodgkins Inn.
Is there music coming from here? Like live music?
Oh, plenty of live music.
Are you suggesting
What
more
if I
than
think
one musician is
I
playing?
think-
It's like a battle of the bards.
No, there is one bard who's trying to play some music on stage, and there's a few people who are dancing, a few people who are laughing, and the rest of them are just kind of drinking their drinks and eating their food. Steve, how are you walking into the tavern?
I'm moonwalking into the tavern.
You're moonwalking in?
Yeah.
So, with that performance of 20, excuse me, whoa. Sorry, had an out-of-body experience there. Worf, it almost looks like as if Steve is just gliding into the tavern.
Ooh, I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna do big stomps and jazz hands.
Show it. And I'll heal Worf for 21. Actually, that'll put Worf at full health anyways.
Hell yeah. Aren't it?
So-
Am I not already full health?
You weren't. You took some damage, but you're full healed now.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Marak.
Yeah, that was obviously before. I just didn't ever apply it for him. So Worf, you're kind of stopping in, jazz hands, and Steve, you're kind of moonwalking in. Dan, Marak, you guys are just used to this at this point. It's a spectacle of no significance to you guys, but you enjoy it nonetheless. At least it's kind of almost cute and funny in a way to see this dirty dwarf and this monochromatic elf dancing into the tavern.
I keep forgetting that I keep forgetting that I'm grayscale.
Yeah, you're just grayscale, baby. So, and
I do like that we've lately been rolling much better for our dancing in taverns. So it feels like it makes sense that we've like gotten better as we've gone each tavern.
yeah, on average, you guys are actually finally doing pretty well. But anyways, so you guys kind of dance in. Marak and Dan, you follow behind. A few people do stop and look at you guys and kind of like, ooh, good, you know, it's impressive. You've made a
Ooh, did I hear
healthy,
clapping?
a little bit of clapping.
All right, I'm gonna gyrate on rhythm with their claps.
It's actually very difficult for you to like do that because while they're clapping, it's not like, I mean, it's somewhat rhythmic, but over a while
No,
they
I'm
just
gonna
kind of
try- I'm
slowly.
gonna
Oh, you try, and you do pretty well overall. But regardless, you guys are now in the Hodgkins Inn. It is quite like laid out like the Hunters Guild itself. It feels almost very familiar, albeit probably I would say twice as big. There's quite a bit more people in here, quite a bigger bar, definitely a lot more individuals, just civilians for the most part, anywhere from lowly farmers to higher merchants and nobles alike are all commingling amongst each other, or of course engaged in their own conversations, or just by themselves eating and drinking while there's a bad bard overall just playing in the background trying to get everybody to listen to him, but not doing the greatest. But there are some people dancing and cheering.
Is the innkeeper one of those people?
Oh, there's definitely the innkeeper walking around. As far as, well, I shouldn't say that. You do see several employees, but yes, there's the barkeep himself out at the bar with a couple of assistants walking back and forth. You have a few handmaidens out handing ale and food to people. So you definitely see a lot of employees and what seems to be just a nice, big, large man in both height, weight, and presence behind his own bar, taking care of everybody as he can.
Did the bartender? Are they one of the people that took notice of our dancing? Are any of the employees somebody that was?
Oops, I don't know why Worf rolled that, but no, he doesn't necessarily stop and recognize you guys. You know, he's a busy man. The rest of the employees are all busy. It's really just the patrons that noticed and stopped and noticed you.
All right, well, I'll go up to the bartender then, I guess.
Okay. So you kind of push your way through the crowd of people all eating and drinking or dancing, and you make it up to the bar and you wiggle your way in. And it takes like 5 minutes before the bartender finally stops what he's doing with everybody else and comes up to you next. Can I help you, Elf?
Hi, my name's Steve with the Hunters Guild. We are actually here. We're looking for a merchant by the name of Kirei, and we're told that they may be here. Could you point us in the direction if they are here?
Oh, Kirei? Yeah. And he kind of snaps his finger and he points over into like a couple of tables away from you, and sure enough, there's this nice young elven woman just sitting at a table by herself, and you can tell this is a well-traveled elven. She's slightly older, very tanned, dark, harsh skin on her. Definitely has been through different sets of wilds before, just with a large adventuring gear all draped over her for the most part, and she's just sitting at her table drinking her ale and eating some food. She kind of looks up and waves at the bartender so you can clearly point out Kirei from the rest of the crowd.
I'll say to the bartender, "Thanks, friend. Appreciate it." And
You're welcome, friend.
I'm gonna have started to turn away, but then when he says that, look back and give him a smile and a nod, and then walk over to Kirei.
Yep. What are the other three doing?
I'm following Steve pretty closely.
Okay.
Kind of like
bartender is-
bad cop vibes.
I'll give the bartender 1 gold piece, as much ale as it gets me, and just bring the lot over to wherever they're going.
Oh gosh, you give him a gold piece of ale, and he kind of looks at it, bites it a little bit. He goes, "Oh, all right, a couple of rounds for all 5 of you," and he gets one of the handmaidens to literally stack 10 ale onto a tray, and she goes over to the table of that Kirei is sitting at and drinking and eating, and just sets down 10 ales in front of her and the rest of you, of course. Oh, what pleasure do I have for you, gentlemen?
Bartender says, "Thanks, Dan. Appreciate the drink." then I'm gonna look at Kirei and say, "Hey, how's it going? My name's Steve. Me and my associates, we're all with the Hunters Guild.
Oh,
We just had a couple questions for you regarding the disappearance of the lady. What's the name again?
Hold on, don't tell us.
I'm not going to.
Kelly.
got this.
I think it was Kelly.
Jaden
Jaden.
Norman.
Lady Jaden Norman. We were just wondering if you could maybe help us out, answer a couple questions for us.
Before we get into that, Worf, Marak, and Dan, just give me a wisdom check. Just a simple wisdom check. Actually, in fact, I'll have you use society as your check. But as Steve used to say that, she kind of perks her ears up a little bit, and she looks at you. Oh, Lady Jaden Norman. Yes, I do.
Sorry, these ears are much too good.
I mean, that's perfect for you because it's not like you could read in the first place, so it's not even like you were just told to go do a thing and you were like, aye, Captain. The rest of you, Marak and Worf, you do actually remember, if you recall back about a month ago, you know, when like you guys first joined the Hunters Guild, or maybe even 2 months ago at this point now, 8 weeks ago actually to be exact, when you guys joined the Hunters Guild, the first mission you had was to deal with a merchant's stolen item, like recovering a merchant's stolen items from a goblin cave. Kirei is that merchant. So you guys, while she wouldn't know you guys directly because she simply just hired the Hunters Guild to help recover her items for her, you don't know, she doesn't know you directly, but you do know, like, hey, wait, Kirei, merchant, that's must be, you know, 2 and 2 together, this must be the merchant you helped. She wouldn't know you because, again, she just hired the Hunters Guild to do this, and you guys took the quest. But getting back to Steve before we go into that any further, she looks at you, and when you say Jaden Norman, she perks her ears up and, oh, yes, I do know of her. Oh, well, I'd be happy to help you guys out. What can I do?
I'm gonna pull up a chair and sit on it backwards,
I love it.
facing her.
So cool.
Yeah.
She's already a little hot and bothered when she sees you do that.
Tell us everything you know, Kirei. Remember, you owe us.
Oh? Well,
I'm gonna flash the Hunters Guild badge.
oh, yes.
So
She turns back to Steve before doing anything with you further, but she is a little hot and bothered from the way you sat down.
the lady Jaden has disappeared a couple weeks. I'm like sweating as soon as I saw him put the chair backwards and then sit on it. I'm like, oh god,
This is a stressful situation, Steve. So yes, sweating would be very on point for you.
The lady Jaden has gone missing from her quarters. Her father believes that she was kidnapped. We kind of believe that she has run off to be with a secret lover, and so we're told that you had been delivering items to her from, such as this brooch here, from somebody here in Valera, and we were just wondering if if you could give us the information of who these were being sent from. We are not. I just want to make it clear that we are not. If she is here and she's with who she wants to be and she is happy, we are not here to take her away. We're just here to verify that she's safe.
And we will know if you are lying. I'm going to stare really intensely at her face.
Is that an intimidation?
It could be.
I mean, it's your it's your call. Are you attempting to intimidate?
What does this roll say?
So, first off, Maroc.
And then I'm gonna say, any help you can give us would be very much appreciated.
Maroc and Steve, you guys have both.
Diplomacy. Every time I try to roll diplomacy, I get a natural.
Hold on. Is it metagaming if Maroc sees that like we're trying to befriend this woman and get her on our side?
Well,
is it like within Maroc's to be like, I just hey, we just want to make sure she's okay. And
So-
just any help that you can give us would just be
God, she's already
freaking
frightened.
grand.
Your voice.
And
real
sorry,
quick, Maroc.
my voice is a little weird right now.
Don't worry. Before you get too far into it, I will paint this picture for you.
God damn it!
Before
Fucking diplomacy.
Before you get too far, though, I just want you guys to visualize this in the sense that Jaden is standing, kind of actually leaning in towards Steve, drawing in his words.
Jaden is?
Or sorry, not Jaden. I'm sorry.
Fucking, we found her.
I found her. Woo!
Intimidating you.
Kirei is like leaned in and drawn by Steve's words and is listening and kind of in a friendly,
So she's already
helpful
friendly to
manner.
me.
She's definitely in a helpful manner towards you. And suddenly Worf is just like leans in and just glares and we'll know if you're telling the truth. And she like visibly like kind of leans back and just stares at him with like a small like awe shaped in her mouth as she's just shocked from like the sudden hostility in the room. But Maroc and Steve, you do both notice that like suddenly she's like, whoa, what's like, this was a good conversation until it turned suddenly south, but she is visibly frightened by Worf and helpful towards Worf, just in the wrong way. Dan, I'm sorry,
can I
your
tell
passive
that there's
perception is just too low.
I am pounding the alcohol, I'm afraid. And if they're leaving it alone, I will drink the rest of it.
All of our words are reverberating in your brain, bouncing around.
Dan, I mean, at this point, you're probably 6 ales in. You've taken someone else's. Oof. That didn't sound good. In fact, Dan, that was your bottle, or that was your mug dropping and breaking as you're like, sorry, what was going on?
Good stuff here. Might need more.
Yeah, well, you're 6 ales in, sir. But yeah, so that's the scene. So Worf, you say that, and Maroc and Dan, you both try to like turn her back towards like being helpful, but in a gentle, friendly way. And she is just so locked in on Worf at this moment.
Cool. I'm gonna be like really quietly, but if you listen, you can hear me growling.
She kind of like keeps trying to turn back towards Steve, but just can't help but stop just every other word coming out of her mouth, just staring at Worf like as if she's
Within
like
the
bobbing her
growls,
head.
I'm gonna be saying, "Spit it out." Spit it out.
So, well, well, you see, my job is, as you guys probably know, is I am a traveling merchant. My job is to go from town to town, picking up shipments and delivering them and selling their wares as necessary. And, well, I do know what you're talking about. I believe that the jade ornament that you're talking about, Steve, plus a few other gifts I'm sure you have. Yes, I did deliver them. I picked them up. I picked them up from Ari Fatuma. She's nice. She's a nice lady. She's just a jeweler. I unfortunately don't know further beyond the transaction than that, but I'm sure if you were to visit Ari...
We know Ari Fatuma really great. Yeah, but we haven't found... We can't remember where she lives. She actually invited us. We lost
This is
Last
deception.
address.
I mean, I will need a deception from you, Marok, if you keep
I
talking.
know.
Not
That's
one of the
why I'm
jewelers we
fucking
actually do
lying.
know, Patty, or no?
No, we don't know this person.
Yeah, you
In
guys-
fact,
Like,
I
okay, I didn't know
didn't
that
even
name
realize
sounded
to this
familiar,
point
and
that
then he
she
said
was a real
jeweler.
person.
No, but please,
What do you
diplomacy.
mean? We know that Ari
Or
Fatuma is
deception.
the jeweler that made the brooch.
Oh, she is a real person? Oh, okay, my bad. I didn't realize that.
I still need a deception. The words were said.
Yes. Okay, words were said. I am deceiving this. And by the way, I did hunt prey. Just want to let you know that. Versus hunted. Wait, no, it's not that one. It's this one. Recall knowledge on. Nope, it's this one. There it is. It doesn't matter. They're all the same. Woo! Yeah!
Oh, yeah. Well, then you know Ari Fatuma. She's a nice lady. She's just quite literally. I mean, if you head to the merchants' quarters right off the main street, you have to dodge through a couple of blocks. She's got a smaller shop, but I try to visit her as frequently as I can, just like with all the other merchants. And she's still like.
On the chest.
Between like Worf, Steve, and Marok, her eyes like can't settle on one particular person. But you have to go a couple of blocks. You know, if you hang left from the Salted Butchers and take a left down into an alley, you can't miss her. Well, you can miss her shop. It's kind of out of the way, but I swear she's there. In fact, if you'd like, I could lead you there.
I think we'll be able to figure it out.
I meant like we knew where. I remember it now. Steve, you're right. We don't need any help, right, Steve?
Yeah, I think we can get it. We appreciate your direction. We appreciate all the information. Yeah, really, just Oh, quick question.
Yeah.
My first time in the city.
Oh.
Anything I should see while I'm here? Any cool museums or anything?
Museums? Oh, well, actually, yes, there is a historian in town. He has a wonderful collection at his estate. It's a little too late today, I'm sure. In fact, it is probably about 7, 8 o'clock at this point. And it's pretty late tonight, but I'm sure if you go to his estate, you will find that he's got a lot of different artifacts and wonderful wonders that he's collected over his years. His estate is definitely worth a visit.
Oh, wow, that sounds really cool. Definitely have to check it out. Thank you so much for being so helpful and so kind to us. He's
just on the north end of town. And actually, if you bear with me a moment, I can give you his exact name, but of course I have to dig through a bunch of things. Oh, recover. Yeah, it's his name is Walden. The Walden Estate. It's on the north side of town. You cannot miss it.
Oh, thank you so much.
Steve, I will tell you this, Steve. You don't even need to pull it out because I'm sure you've looked through your scrolls at least a few times in between your travels to make sure, okay, which one was which and what do we have to do and complete. Walden is actually the historian, the man you guys took a job for to uncover a artifact in the Great Elk Jungle of Novar. So he is a man you eventually do need to correspond with for your last job that you currently have. But anyways,
Got it.
I digress. So, the three of you, of course, Dan has now consumed all of the ale that he had purchased for the table at this point. And the rest of you, of course, stand up and get ready to leave to find this Ari Fatuma. Is there anything you wanted to do elsewise while you're on your way out?
I'm just gonna say, don't try to think. Don't even think of leaving town.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll be here for a couple of days. I'm right here. You cannot miss me, Worf.
I'm gonna put my arm around Steve and say, "Fucking good at this, buddy." Peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. All right. Let's go.
As we leave, I look over at Kirei and I just go, he's a really nice guy once you get to know him. And once you get past the smell, you don't even notice it anymore. So he's just a good guy. And then I like smack Worf on the ass. All right, let's go, bud.
Okay. Dan?
We're just following them out.
Can I have
jazz dancing out of the bar and away from that entire situation?
Dan, can I have a fortitude check, please? Oh, dude, you can hold your liquor like no other. In fact, compared to Steve, Worf, and Maroc and how they are walking and composing themselves, the fact that you're 10 beers deep, you are the most well-composed man as you walk out of this bar. In fact, everybody is almost slightly intimidated by you. The fact that you just slammed an entire table's worth of ale and can still stand on 2 feet, let alone walk with such composure, is awe-inspiring, in fact. But you all leave, and sure enough, dusk has started to settle. It is pretty dark out for the most part, but the fires are lit, or I should say the torches are lit amongst the city. There's even a small display of fireworks happening near and around you, closer to the merchants' quarters. But for the most part, it's still lively for the most part. It's not quite like bedtime, nighttime, where everybody's shut in yet, but it is probably about 8 o'clock at this point.
So the stores are probably closed, so should we get around here for the night, guys? Or should we try to find the team?
Do we kind of want to do what we did last time? I'm sorry, my throat is killing me. Do we want to try and do what we did last time and set up some traps? I know, who's talking right now? It's so fucking weird.
I have such confusion.
So, do we want to stake out the place? I guess we're not really... This is different.
I don't know. I feel like we could just go there, right?
To the jeweler?
Yeah. Unless, is there any reason we kind of just go? Do you think? I mean...
Well, I'm just...
like...
It might be closed, is the only thing I was thinking.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was down for either just calling it a night and then going in the morning, or...
Yeah, I'd say I vote for that, and then that way maybe... Yeah, I was going to say Dan could sleep it off, but never mind, Dan's fine.
He's perfectly fine. Unfazed.
Let's do that then.
Okay, we're going to sleep it off then?
Yeah, we'll just stay the night in the inn and then hit it tomorrow.
Do you want to hit it right now, Steve?
Hit the sack?
No, the dance floor, you idiot.
Oh, duh. I'm surprised you even asked me a question like that.
Should we see if Dan knows
I know the
answer. I'm going to grab Dan and Maroc by the arm and bring them out onto the dance floor.
So, once again, to repaint the scene, so you guys kind of walk out of the Hodgkins Inn, and you discuss your intentions, what you want to do. Deciding to stay and sleep for the night, you turn right back around and head straight on in, where luckily at this point, the sad, pathetic Bard has gotten off of his stage, and there's more jovial, lively music, and sure enough, a lot more people are on this dance floor and dancing and swinging their ales and just having a jovial time. Steve, what dance move are you doing? So whatever it is, it's poor.
I'm trying to do the shopping cart into the tavern. Or, whatever.
Yep, I get you. Worf, you are taking the two gentlemen by the hand as Steve is doing the shopping cart, and he's doing it so poorly that he's actually like grabbing and accidentally like he pulls a woman's hair when he's trying to reach for an invisible can, and he goes in and grabs and he accidentally steals an ale off of a different person's cart, or sorry, tray, not a cart, and you kind of have to fight him to like stop what he's doing and hopefully correct his dance moves. But Worf, you're hitting the dance floor, and you're not doing a whole lot better yourself. You're passable for sure. You know, everybody's
I am going to be doing the horsey, and I'm going to be riding up to Elsie, who's the only person I recognize. I'm going to see if she will dance with me as well. I'll just
Who do you recognize?
Elsie. I forgot her name already. I let names just flow right through my body.
E-Ray.
Oh, I wasn't even fucking close. Yeah.
So are you taking her to the dance floor, or are you like just riding up to her?
I'm riding up on my horse, and I'm beckoning with a big arm swing.
Give me
this way.
Give me 1 second to give a will check from her. Oh yeah, she's totally into it, actually. While she is a little fearful of you as you kind of ride back up to her, she's a little entranced by your dance moves, and she's kind of feeling the jive with you, and she gets up and lets you take her out to the dance floor. And of course, you have to imagine a 6 foot...
and Sam dance. When she's out with me.
You gotta imagine she's probably like a 6'2", 6'3" elf woman, and you're like a 4.5 foot dwarf as you're trying to like get your moves on with her. But you know, it's adorable. You know, commingling races. Dan, was there anything else you wanted to do, or?
I guess since I've been pulled onto the floor, I will attempt to mimic the murder make and turn it into a dance.
I love it.
Murder what?
It doesn't matter because he does it beautifully. In fact, the rest of you are kind of awe-inspired by how Dan just really can cut a rug on this dance floor as you're into it. Marak, what are you doing?
Marak is just kind of like stamping his feet and like clapping his hands, and that's all he's doing.
Give me a performance checks anyways. Let's see how well you can like get in with it. Let's see how well you can just dance to this groove. The bards are just like hamming away in perfect harmony.
I hunt prey on the entire bar, by the way.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yes, but you still like you have zero sense of rhythm. In fact, it's getting to a point where like some people have like even come up and tried to like stop your hands from clapping because it's ruining But the night rolls on. Kirei and Worf actually end up having a really good time on the dance floor, and while Kirei was fearful and helpful, but in a fearful way towards Worf, by the end of the night she is helpful and friendly in a, well, let's say a good way. But it is late in the evening. At this point it's probably 11 or even close to midnight. The moon is high. Everybody's at this point started to clear out of the room. In fact, the bards have already stopped playing at this point, and you're just in a closed down bar at this point, and the barkeeper comes around the corner and looks at the four of you and, well, are you staying the night or what?
Yeah, we're staying the night.
All right, 2 silver piece per room. So there's 2 beds each. Cough up the coin, and I'll give you some keys.
So we each have to pay 1 silver.
Say that one more time.
So we each have to pay 1 silver if one room's 2 silver pieces, and there's 2 beds in each room.
Worf.
What?
Kirei looks at you. She goes, you know, little dwarf.
Sidesteps Ryan's question.
Well, it's not a question I can answer. It's the discussion between the 4 of you. And I'm answering it in the way I know, which is Kirei kind of looks down at your stinky, sweaty body, and she kind of looks at you and, you know, Worf, or Dwarf, because she actually doesn't know your name. Dwarf, I had a great time tonight. If you want, share my bed.
In your dreams. I'm gonna look at Steve. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I think that'd be one. Here's my silver piece.
Downtrodden, but understanding, Kirei leaves the dance floor. The four of you
That, boys.
You guys cough up your one silver piece each. And
Well, Dan, I guess it's you and I.
Fair enough.
is there anything you gentlemen wanted to do before you sleep off the night? Like anything productive or like
High five,
essential?
Worf on that sick burn on just gosh, just being too proud, I guess.
Yeah. Ooh.
Thought she'd want me to stay with her instead of another night with my buddies. Ridiculous.
Anyways, so you guys are any, like I said, any in your dreams. I fucking loved it. Anything else though that you guys wanted to do before bedtime, or should we skip to the next day?
I'm just sleeping myself.
I'll probably like brush my teeth.
Well, thank you. Again, productive, like essential to the plot. No, that's fine. Great. So the night rolls, and into the morning, you all wake up. Once again, if you haven't, go ahead and click the. In fact, I'll do it.
Hold on.
Oh wait, I haven't done it yet. Just kidding.
Yeah.
You ever think about what we want to do after the Fighters Guild?
What do you mean?
So what do we do? Do we just keep doing Fighters Guild and that's it? That's our lives? Do you ever think about what you want to do outside of the Fighters Guild?
I don't know if I've never really thought that far ahead. I mean, I'm only 69 years old.
Nice.
I guess there's a lot of life left ahead of me.
That's
But I
do you
just
have
try
do you have any dreams, Steve?
I have a dream that one day I can call everybody in the whole world my friend. And then I can just pal around with my friends all the time, no matter where I am.
Steve, Worf is 100% asleep already.
So
I'm gonna look over and see that, and then pull his sheets up to tuck him in a little bit more and give him a kiss on the forehead.
you guys go to sleep for the night. You wake up feeling well rested and ready for the day's adventure. It's, the sun has risen at this point. Plenty of birds have cawed the morning awake for you all. It's probably 8 in the morning when you stumble out of your beds, get dressed in your armor, and head out the doors of your respective rooms.
Morning, guys. How's it going?
Good morning to be
Great.
alive.
Let's head to the merchant court. What do you guys say?
I'm down. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
How are you feeling, Dan?
Another dawn, I'm not in the grave. It's a good day for fighting.
Hell yeah.
So, perfect.
Hey, my armor's on now. That's nice.
That's literally all the bird has said when he walked out. Hey, my armor's on. That's nice.
That is nice, right?
It is nice. Thank you.
Let's head out.
So you guys head out to the merchant's quarters, and it doesn't take long for you to find. It's definitely the most populated and packed streets that you walk through Masai. And sure enough, it does seem that there's some sort of carnival going around, but it's of little importance to your adventure at this point. But sure enough, if I could get a society or survival check from any or all of you.
Oh, I'm gonna be real sassy and do some.
I'm gonna use a hero point on that one.
That's fair enough.
Oh, I guess. Never mind, everybody else.
Steve, you're definitely trying to get your grips around with all these people, and you're just seeing so many people that your heart is just set on trying to want to make some friends, that you're missing the key points of where you're even trying to go at this point. But Barmarak and Worf are leading the charge with such determination. Dan just behind them, shuffling his feet proudly and composed as he normally is.
Am I succeeding in making any friends, though, as we go along?
Go ahead and give me a really just any check you want to make that that you would feel would make an impression, whether it's diplomacy or performance. I mean, a couple of people, you're trying to like smile and wave at all these people, trying to be like, hi, how's it going? And for the most part, very few people are returning that smile and wave in hand with you. And it's just not happening, Steve. I'm sorry. People are helpful towards you, but they're not necessarily friendly. But regardless, Moroccan Wharf, you easily find the salted butchers, and you know that you need to make a left down the alley and another left down that street. And through your travels into the city itself and through the blocks and alleyways, you do eventually find a jeweler's. And it's not your typical jeweler's too. In fact, in modern society, we would consider it more of like a voodoo, fortune teller-esque, very, very New Orleans style type of merchants. But in these times, it's what you would expect of a jeweler out in the middle of the desert. But it does say Fatuma's Art right on the top of a small, danky, I wouldn't say it's fallen apart, but it's definitely not in the greatest of standings building.
I'm gonna head on in.
Steve, you head on in?
Doing kind of bad cop roll again, kind of stretching out, loosening up.
Marak and Dan?
I'm
just
walking
hanging back.
faster.
Okay, so you're not going in?
No. I mean, like I'm going in with them. I'm just not. I'm letting them lead the charge.
It's totally fair. Dan, are you going in, staying out?
I'll follow in and admire the arts.
And sure enough, many there are. Definitely a bunch of different, and it's not like jewel you're used to. It's like a lot of different weird gemstones and clay pots and a bunch of different flowers and herbs. It's almost like an apothecary and jewelers combined in such a way that the magic crafting kind of blends together in a very strange and foreign way to you. There is a woman at the end of the store that looks up to you. The woman at the desk is skinny and lanky with big eyes, wearing a large shawl and many necklaces. She definitely gives off the impression of a soothsayer of sorts. She's working over a large cauldron of a smell and color you've never seen before. And she looks up to you and she whispers in such a way like, "Welcome. What may I do for you, gentlemen?"
Hi, my name's Steve. Me and my associates are with the Hunters Guild. You are Fatuma, right? I presume?
I am Ari Batuma.
Perfect. We had just a couple questions. We were hoping you could maybe help us out. We're trying to find a girl that's gone missing. Do you recognize this piece that I believe you've made?
And she grabs it with her long and lanky, skinny, scrappy arms, and she kind of pulls it back in a weird, like, praying mantis style, like, formation, and just kind of looks at it. A very strange aura given off by her. And she looks at it and goes, She peers back to you, Steve, as if almost pulling you into a sort of trance. You feel just drawn in by this woman's mystique. And she looks at you, and both of you are standing on opposite ends of this cauldron in the middle of you. And she goes, "Open your eyes, peer into my cauldron, the words that burn inside my concoction. Say these words that will allow you to see, and only then shall I tell you what you seek.
Okay.
Do I sense any danger or like any reason she would be trying to get us to say things that...
Oh man, I'm really bad at these.
I would need you to roll a perception check for me on that. A sense motive check, essentially.
Is this an actual thing? Because I'm really bad at this.
Yes,
I
it
don't
is.
think real Ryan is going to be able to figure it out. How do I minimize
you said
this?
perception?
Yeah, perception to sense motive.
Oh, now there's a dice over the top.
Mine disappeared.
So you are trying to sense motive on this woman, Worf, and you're trying to like understand her, and you kind of have a good general idea that she definitely gives a like mysterious kind of a very foreign aura about her, but not one that you necessarily sense evil from her. But you can't really tell what motivates her, what drives her to act or appear the way she is acting. But there isn't any sense of malice coming off of her.
Okay. Also, I lost the thing. Is there a way to bring it back or no?
Let me just try to re-show players.
Oh, nice. It worked. I forget how these even work.
You're supposed to relax your eyes and then it's kind of like stare past it. I don't think I've ever successfully done one of these. I, for some reason, don't think tonight's going to be the night.
Is that just a
Maddie, can you put it
mode?
back on there for me? I accidentally
Closed out
deleted
of it.
again, too. Yeah. It won't
So-
let me...
So the
Does
three
it
of
say
you.
something?
Oh, it definitely says something.
Does it say a lot of stuff?
No, just a couple of
It's
words.
just 2 pages worth of text.
So Steve, Worf, and Marak, you guys start like leaning your heads into this cauldron. Dan, you can't even read. You can't even read. So it doesn't even matter to you.
I hate these. Fuck, Maddie. Maddie, are we able to do like a skill check to make it so that our dumb real human brains can figure this out, or no?
Give it like 2 minutes, and then I will allow you to roll for it.
All right. Fair enough.
Merry Christmas? That was this?
Yeah. So you're supposed to do what again? Relax your eyes and look through it?
What are these called?
Yeah,
Auto-stereogram.
What?
Auto-stereogram. Or is it auto-stereograph? I forget, but it's, yeah, auto-stereo something.
stupid, whatever it is.
Dan, I know you can't read, but Tony, if you do want to give it a try, or are you not good at these either?
Tony's really getting into his character. He's not going to even attempt to read. I'm just kidding.
I can't deny I do that every now and then.
I'll get into your own character.
No, like when you pop up the things, I just literally close them because I can't read them. So it's like maybe the other guys will tell me what happens.
Okay, well, I'm gonna re-show it to you. But if you don't want to attempt it, Tony, it's fine. It's understandable.
I am terrible at these things, anyways.
If it makes you guys feel better, I only finally learned how to do these 6 months ago, and I was super excited to try this out at one point with you guys, just to see it in case one of you was like, "Ooh, I love these tricks of the mind," and I.
You forgot for a second what they were called, Maddie.
Well, I wanted to recall them auto stereograms, but I was like, this is more like these. I wanted to call them illusions, but they're not really illusions. You just have to, you kind of have to cross your eyes without crossing your eyes, and just kind of like look past the image And because essentially what it does is it imprints a 3D version of the picture, and so the words that are like blended into it will pop out from the cauldron itself. And at this point, it has been 2 minutes, so if you all would like to make a perception check.
Does it just say meat raffle?
No, it does not say meat raffle.
Yeah, I can't do
Is
that.
the first word an M though? Because I also thought it was an M.
It's a V, if that helps. The first letter is a V.
Makes me think it was
what are we rolling?
line test.
Oh,
Perception.
Jesus.
Perception.
I can't do it.
As initiative?
No. Yes, you're
I
going
will
to
fight the
attack the control. All right. If everybody else does want to roll it, that's fine too. Worf, you like are looking in this cauldron, and you're like your face is so pressed in that you're almost about to slip in. You cannot read it. Marak, you're about to pick up the words when Steve, you look up and you're like, vivid vision.
Vivid vision, guys. Duh.
And the lady looks over to you and goes, "Ah, very good, very good. Perceptive you are. You who has vivid visions shall see far. The man named Mahmoud, the man named Mahmoud is the one to fear. But as you can see, he is not here."
The one. So Mahmoud was the one.
Where is he? It's just a yell. Also trying to intimidate.
Go ahead.
And Mahmoud is the guy who's the rebel faction of Valeria.
Correct,
Where's the trigger?
Valera. So yeah, where's the trigger? Where is she?
The drugs.
So yeah, you where is he? And she looks at you and she kind of cackles and she goes, "Oh, I'm okay." And she immediately drops the act. You actually you feel that aura that she was like kind of almost possessing you all, the mystique that she was drawing you in. It just immediately drops as she suddenly just like drops into a normal characterization of herself. And I'm very sorry. I love playing games on newcomers. It kind of builds the atmosphere, but I clearly see you guys are on business, so we will conduct a normal business. Yes, this jade ornament, she holds up the jade ornament that you handed her, Steve. This jade ornament was purchased by a young gentleman named Mahmoud. He came into my store about a month and a half ago, and he actually has been purchasing a few items from me lately. He wouldn't tell me who it was for, but he seemed to be infatuated by this Novarian princess. I was actually impressed. You know, Valerans and Novarians, we just don't get along, do we?
I mean, some of us do. I like to think I have many Valerian friends, and I'm only going to get more, such as yourself.
Well, with that attitude, we might actually finally see those borders open again soon enough. But for now...
Do you know...
I'm sorry? No, please.
I was just going to ask
Dear Elf.
if you knew Mahmoud's whereabouts.
Well, I don't know exactly, but, do any of you four have a map?
We have the world map, right?
You got the world map.
Yeah, for sure. At least, Marak, you you've got it. You continuously pull it out as the caravan rides, so you definitely have one right on the top of your backpack. And so you...
Marak takes it out.
Okay, you pull it out and she takes it.
No, it's actually 3 actions. I have to take it off my back, put it on the ground. No, you're right. I don't have to put it in my mouth. So never mind. It's only 2 actions.
So either way, 4 seconds later, you hand her the map. And she takes it and she kind of unravels it on her desk, and she's scanning through the Valerian section, and you kind of notice with your passive perception, Dan, you notice nothing, sorry. But the 3 of you notice she's kind of scanning through the Damawi desert. the central desert of Valera, and she finally like, here, right here. It is a settlement. It's very hard to see on the map. See, they only just built it recently. It was actually used from an old ruins that she's taken out like an ink and quill, and she's kind of marking it on the map pretty well. And she says it was built over an ancient old ruins. You can't miss it. Well, actually, you probably can miss it, but if you stay the course and you don't get lost in the desert, you should be able to find his settlement. And she rolls up the map back and hands it back to Marak and goes,
And this is a desert in Valar, right?
This is a desert in Valera. This is a desert in Valera.
Okay. Valera, is there any way that you know to get word to Mahmood?
Ooh. I don't. I live in Masai. I have grown in Masai. I am one with Masai. I think you're going to have to make this trek yourself, young monochromatic elf.
All right, well, we appreciate all your help. Thanks a lot.
Of course. Good luck. Hopefully you do find him.
I'll look at the guy and say, let's go, boys. And then... yeah. And, all right, guys, we need to talk about this. First off, Worf, great job with the bad cop routine there. It really got her to kind of talk straight to us. Great job, bud.
I kind of let a uncomfortable, like, kind of nerdy laugh and high fives.
And so, what do you guys think? Are we going to try to find him, or should we maybe go back to the inn and see if anybody there knows a way to get word to Mahmood? Because Matt, this is kind of a question for you, I guess, but since we are kind of deputized by the government with our current rank in the Hunters Guild, would it potentially start an international incident if we were found in Valera?
Well, let's... No, he said Matt. He said Matt. Okay. Let's put it this way.
Or would it just be our own safety that we'd be...
I would say it would be your own safety for sure, no matter what. At the end of the day, you know this, and we've made enough society checks at this point to know that, yes, in Valera, you would be fugitives. If you were caught by anybody, you know that you've heard stories from previously, you know, those who were caught in Valera were essentially either arrested and kept as prisoners of war in hopes of ransoming the Novarian government, or if they were of lesser people, they would just be deported back to Masai and kicked out with a fine. You know, it's so, but for your stature, your governmental stature, you know that it would be most likely that if you were caught, you would likely be arrested and held as a prisoner. So
it wouldn't be seen as like an act of aggression by the country, though, right? By Novar.
I mean, that is so high beyond your pay grade. Unfortunately, okay. In the sense that you don't know, because you do know, like, for instance, you know the Hunters Guild is a respected private military company within the Novarian government. You know, the Hunters Guild is who are tasked to do the menial tasks that is not necessarily what the army or navy of the country would do. You know, they're not going to send you out to fight a war for Novar, but they will have you deal with these little tasks, these kidnappings or these ambushes or these cults and what have you. Okay. So the monster hunters of the world.
We probably wouldn't start a war or anything if we were caught.
I mean, I won't say yes or no either way for you, because that's something you couldn't possibly know. But
I mean, didn't we just get done literally taking out a Novarian Navy ship of like crew.
Oh, don't worry, I haven't forgotten that.
Oh, I
No,
did.
I'm asking. Marak is asking all of us that, like the rest of us, like, because I'm assuming we're all discussing this and kind of thinking, is this going to be treason? Is this actually going to be hurting us?
And at this
Like,
point, I will
Marak
back
asked-
away and let you guys discuss this now. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Marak
this
does
wouldn't-
say like,
I don't think this would be treason for us to go into
Didn't
this
we
other country.
kill-
I'm just,
The Navy.
we didn't.
That
We
was our
killed
own
the
Navy.
Navy who seemed to be going like way too extreme in the whole
Yeah,
situation.
we had.
We might have went a little extreme there, but
No, we didn't go too extreme. Like they were going nuts, and we were trying to be like calm them the fuck down, and they didn't calm down. So we're like, well, I guess I have to put a dagger in your eyeball. So
Alright.
it's your
Let
fault.
me be the one to say, like, as an omnipotent presence amongst you all, and say that technically there was very little chance given before Marak gave Dan the order to start slaughtering the Navy.
That is true. I do. Yeah, because I was trying to talk, and I was like, "Kill him."
But anyways, I wasn't.
Diplomacy is boring.
But I will say, I did. That's just my observation as your god. So, anyways, continue your discussions.
But I mean, if we don't have our badges with us, how do they even know we're from a different country? Like that's literally the only identifying.
Yeah, that's a
problem.
good.
You do
a good
have
point.
your badges, just as an FYI. He gave them back to you. He only took
Right,
them
but
to
we can
write your
hide
names
them,
down.
right?
But anyways, yes, I won't say anymore.
Maddie, is this a situation where we look very ethnically different than everyone else? Or I mean, like, I'm a bird.
So-
And you got the fucking elf over here and the dwarf. Like, are we like ethnically very different looking, or no?
Well, so that's the implication, isn't it? It's not that you're different. I mean, so first off, Dan can't even look Novarian anymore because he was burned by a pot of grease. So he just looks like a burn victim, a leper from any country.
Yeah.
The rest of you, I mean, all of you are clearly wearing different clothing. You know, it's the difference of like someone from England and someone, or no, I wouldn't even say England, someone from like Spain or Italy and someone from England. You know, there's obviously going to be some slightly different cultural differences in how you carry yourself, what you wear, how you talk. So it's not like inherently obvious that you're Novarians, but it's I mean, you will be noticeable.
So, at a
The trader
physical
lady goes
glance,
between
we
both.
might be
Can't we
able
just
to-
ask her?
Oh.
Wait, what'd you say,
Yeah.
Dan?
The trader lady, she goes between both countries. She knows what to do, right?
That's a great point, Dan.
And dude, and
Let's go
hold
back.
on. Worf. I need to ask you this question.
well,
You ready? Now,
If you do it in
don't
your
feel
voice.
pressured. You have to say yes to this. But and Marak like takes a couple of steps up to you and puts his hand on his shoulder and goes, "How do you feel about wooing this woman into getting her to be on our side and convince her to get a safe passage?" Again, if you feel uncomfortable, don't do it.
Marak,
Okay. Yes.
last night, and I understand maybe you see me this way, and obviously Nadine from last night saw me this way. But
Looking at the and then Marak is looking around. It's like, who else is hitting on Worf? What am I
I'm not a
missing
magic
here?
maker. I'm not some ladies' man. I'm not some hunk of meat. You just put on some charm and get his ways. But
Right.
I'm willing to try.
That was no.
I mean,
Don't
we
do
could
it if
also
it makes you
just try
uncomfortable.
asking her.
I'm gonna
She
try.
seems pretty. Okay.
Okay, wait. What am I asking first before I go in there? I want to have it crystal clear.
We want to know if we can meet with Mahmoud and potentially Jaden if she's with him, just to verify
Oh.
her safety.
Can't we probably assume if Mahmoud is a rebel? Go ahead.
We didn't want her to. Didn't we want her to bring us there? Was that the idea?
Yes, I thought she was going to bring us there.
Oh, I was going to say that she could bring them to the city.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, that's fair. Okay.
Alternatively, she could also just tell us how to pass through their lands.
Ramud is the name.
Mahmood.
Mahmood, not Ramud.
That might be his brother, but you know.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go in.
You head into the Hodgkins Inn, and sure enough, it's about lunchtime at this point. So it went crazy, so I thought I lost internet again. I was like, fuck me. So sorry if the streams or anything got broken up a little bit. That's actually going to be really annoying. But anyways, moving forward. The nearest item to you, I guess, would either be a chair or a plate or a mug.
An item for sale.
We're in the inn, not the...
You're in the inn.
We're not in a shop.
Kirei doesn't have a shop. Kirei is a traveling merchant.
Oh, it's fuck. I thought I was talking to the one lady. No,
Oh, you're talking to the elven lady, Kirei.
The
Oh,
one that
okay.
you danced with last night.
Yeah,
That's
all
why
makes
she's
sense now.
got her
I thought
ears
you were
perked and
hoping
her
I'd put on the charm of the. I missed a step there.
Witch lady?
Yeah, I thought we were
Kirei.
talking with the witch lady. Damn, I had an entire dialogue for this.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I mean, well, hold on. Am I correct? Was that the assumption? You guys wanted to talk to
Right.
Kirei?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we want to talk to the merchant lady.
The traveling merchant lady.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay, good.
I just heard merchant lady, and in my brain, I went to the witchy.
Understandably
jeweler
so.
For some reason. All right, I'm gonna kind of sit down next to her. Has she said anything?
Yeah, she says,
Okay.
Worf, you've returned. Or, sorry, she didn't say Worf, because she still doesn't know your name, but she goes, oh, you've returned.
Yeah. Listen,
Yes?
not in my mood for games. I just, I'm curious if you would, help us and give us transportation to Jaden and Mahmood.
Mahmood?
Mahmood.
The leader of the First Bloods?
Yes.
Oh, no, I will not be a part of that whatsoever. I am sorry. First Bloods is a terrorist organization within Valera. They have already been accounted for roughly 30, if not even more deaths since last I heard word from them. I am sorry. If
scared?
Jaden... Oh, yes, I am very scared. And if Jaden is with the First Bloods,
How many
she
deaths
is
did you say they were?
I mean, the last I heard, their little clan has already accounted for more than 30 Valeran soldiers' deaths.
30.
If not more.
You would have me and my band, who are guilty of killing, the Navy, just for one thing, among hundreds and hundreds of others. And I'm going to flex my arm that I'm leaning on.
Give me either a diplomacy or intimidation check, please.
We're all like
that is not. That is not a deception
kind of-
check at all.
I didn't say it's not a deception, so diplomacy or intimidation.
we're all standing like kind of close by, right? Like
Can I
close
use
enough
a
to
hero
hear.
point?
You can use a
I don't
hero
know,
point.
I was imagining like we're like on the other side of the room, kind of just like giving him thumbs up, like assuming he's doing what he's supposed to be doing.
Okay.
So she looks at you and she's a little taken aback. And she goes, Dwarf. Dwarf. Because again, she doesn't know your name. Dwarf.
Dwarf.
Oh, Worf. Okay. You must understand. You are a very, very strong man. I can do this, and only this for you, as a compromise. I will get you past the east gates of Masai, and I will get you into Valera. But that is as far as I will take your party. I'm
gonna
sorry.
Look back at the party. If they are they in eyesight of me?
If they want to be. They didn't
Yeah,
specify their...
Okay, I'm
We're
gonna
across the bar.
peek
Okay.
at Maroc and see if you're doing a thumbs up to me or not.
Oh yeah, I'm still giving you the little bird feather thumbs up.
Okay.
And then every once in a while, I put my finger inside of a circle, kind of like lifting my eyebrows.
Yeah.
I'm like, and then seeing if reading the room, like, maybe not happening. I don't know.
I'm doing that meme of the old guy with the awkward smile, with the like pained smile. That's what I'm just doing all that.
Yeah, I think that would work.
Okay. Well, it's best if we do it under the cover of darkness. There's a lot less guards at the east gate, and it'll be a lot easier to sneak you guys in. You will have to leave your caravan behind.
I'll have to talk to my party about that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a deal breaker.
The only reason I say that, because I will have to sneak you in my wagon instead.
Are we just still talking about the mission, or is this some kind of euphemism?
Worf, I am speaking to you as clear as common language can speak. The only means I have of getting you through the East Gate is if I smuggle you and your party in my wares within my wagon. I can lock your caravan in a stable that I know very well. Your caravan will be kept safe and secure, but you will have to carry everything else on your backs. That is my
You do
terms.
this for me?
Oh, I do a lot more for you, but this is as far as I can go with this respect of your mission.
I'm gonna slowly approach her for a kiss, leading with my tongue. It's just awkwardly out in my face with my tongue outside of my mouth is approaching her face.
Are your eyes open or closed?
Oh, like close to the point of like my face is straining.
Steve, Barack, Dan, I'm sorry, your passive perception's still too low for this. And who cares? You're drinking ale at this point, anyways.
I think this is a good thing this time around.
But the two of you see his Worf as he like leans over the table with his tongue out, his face scrunched, and you see her like kind of debate it for a second before she just takes two fingers, and like presses it against his tongue and lips, holds it there for a second, and then quickly draws it back and goes, "Thank you, lover boy."
Wait, what did she do? She touched her fingers to my tongue and lips.
As if to kiss you, but without touching you.
All right, I'm gonna smile big, wink, and then like really just scamper to my party. All right, gentlemen, we have an idea. We have a plan.
What is it?
We lock the Warakan up. We pretend that we are her wares. We hide in her cart, and she transports us.
Past the gates.
Of
Hey,
Moria.
by the way, really quick, outside of character, and I'm talking to not Maddie right now. If Maddie decides to take the Warakan and destroy it or steal it or whatever, are we all in agreement that we will literally stop whatever campaign he's doing just to go retrieve the Warakan? Are we all in agreement on that? Like that's.
Well, now that's just going
that's
to make
real.
him want to do that even more.
I know, but then
Oh, I will do research on how to make the game painfully boring for a DM as we get our Warakan back.
Thomas, you don't have to do any research. I just know. I can tell you what to do.
That's true, I forgot.
He does have, what, 6 children in your party? I'm sure, or in your group at the D&D club. I'm sure some of them can make things really irritating for a DM. Sorry, continue.
What are your thoughts?
So how far is she gonna bring us?
Oh God, I already said it initially. Past the gates. She's not going to bring us all the way there.
Okay. So,
Well,
Maddie,
it sounds like
when
this
she
is
said,
the best. Go ahead, dude.
Sorry. Well, okay, Maddie, past the gates, how far is that to Mailmood's final destination? Is that like a couple hours, a couple of days, a couple of weeks? Like how far is that?
Well, the gates of Masai are just to the edge of the city. If you look at your map, if you were to beeline straight to
This
where...
is not fucking helping us out at all.
Well, we can't get
It's
through
like
the city
saying,
gate.
hey, I'm gonna smuggle you out of Walmart into Target. Oh, you're gonna get us into Target? No, I'm gonna smuggle you out of Walmart. What? Stupid.
Well, that's smuggling you out of Walmart with 50-inch TVs in your cart is what she's doing.
Oh.
You can't... Okay, so I should stress, if you guys remember what the guard literally just said, you are
We're
not allowed.
out of the gate onto that side. Into that country. We're not allowed in that country. So we can't pass through the gate. She's gonna get us through the gate. That's why I was talking to you guys and asking if it'd be worth it for us to go through these gates to this. I don't think once we're there, getting into the rebel base is gonna be as big of an issue in terms of politically for us as if we get caught.
What do you think the issue is gonna be then?
What do you mean? Well, I think the biggest issue is if we get caught trying to get over this wall or get through this gate into the country that we're not supposed to be in.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, if she's getting us through, then we're fine. So wait, hold on. Maddie, do we know then what happens? So we go over, let's say we go over, and then we want to come back. Are we able to get back in through these gates or no?
No.
That's a problem you'll have to figure out yourselves.
Okay.
We could also see if we could set it up for her to return us back.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we do that?
I think
Well,
we
let's
should.
see if we
It
can-
sounds like it's the best option that we have.
I mean, yeah. What are the other options?
That we try to like climb the wall or something.
Sounds
Yeah,
pretty.
I don't think that. Yeah, that sounds really annoying and like not a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's just go. We'll go and then we'll figure this out. And hopefully this Mailmood guy is not he's not a dick. He's a cool dude, and he helps us out.
Well, hell
Okay.
yeah. I will say I planned on laying down around 11. I don't know if you have a easy
Yep, I have 15 more
point
minutes
coming
of...
up. Or,
Oh
okay,
yeah,
cool.
don't worry. So,
You could play this. Like, I'm laying down right now, dude. So,
with your eyes closed and start just snoring. I mean, that'd be Worf's normal breathing, I assume. But yeah, so you guys have a plan. As Kirei said, it'd be best to wait until nightfall. Is there anything else you wanted to do in the city while you are here? You've got at least 3 or 4 more hours, or probably even longer than that. You probably have about 6 hours before nightfall at this point.
Basically heading into the desert at this point, aren't we?
yes.
Do we need to get things like, is there a warm weather clothing or something funny like that we should acquire beforehand?
You know what warm weather clothing is, Dan?
Nothing.
Nudity. There legitimately is not warm weather clothing. It's just you use cold weather clothing obviously to reduce the extreme to severe and from severe to less severe, normal, I guess. But warm weather clothing doesn't exist.
Should we go talk to guy while we're here for the other quest? Or do you guys want to wait until after we
What other guy?
finish this one? The researcher for the third quest
Masai?
that we were given. Yes.
Oh.
Or we can
I'm okay with that.
talk to him on our way back.
Let's talk
Probably-
to him on our way back.
Yeah, that'd be the smartest thing, because he'll be like, "You guys ready to go?" Oh, okay. I guess I'll wait another week for you fucks.
Oh, I forgot that he wanted to go. He wanted us to like go with him.
Yeah.
Never mind. Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
But anyway, sorry. So 6 hours have passed, and it is now nightfall. And sure enough, Kirei is sitting in the Hodgkins Inn and waiting for you all.
Hey, Kira, how's it going? Good to see you again. Thanks for your help, by the way.
Okay.
Really appreciate it.
Steve,
Yes.
honey, you're welcome.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I just didn't want any stray words coming out of your mouth. But if you will meet me at this spot here, and she kind of points about like she points like to the north side, and she goes, "Just meet me around to the back. I have my wagon there. It's parked behind in the alleyway. Meet you guys there in about 5 minutes. Get
All right,
comfortable."
sounds great. Can't wait.
When she says get comfortable, she kind of gives you that like knowing nod.
And I'll give her a like big wink and nod back, like I know what she's talking about.
So you guys make it to the back of the back alley of the Hodgkins Inn, and sure enough, there is a caravan sitting there, and you kind of peer inside, and it's loaded with a bunch of crates and barrels, boxes, and what have you. Lots of tarp and blankets. Not a whole lot of goods or necessities. You know, no reason for you to really get in and start taking. In fact, it's more her personal effects. But there is definitely plenty of places to hide. So if I could have you all give me a good old-fashioned stealth check. Let's see how well hidden you are. And if anybody wants to assist others in hiding others, you may do so.
Hero point.
Yes. Now is definitely the time. Oh, fuck.
Hey, take what I can get.
You got one more, Worf, if you want to make it count.
What if it's worse than that, though?
Come on, where
You really want to?
Jeez, War.
Oh my
I'll assist
god!
War.
God, what
All
the
right.
hell?
So Dan, you are perfectly hidden from any sight whatsoever. In fact, you blend into the caravan so well that the rest of the party forgets you're even there. Steve, you also are able to like sneak into a crevice of like between a couple of crates and boxes, and are able to like perch another box on top of you that you also sneak in the background. Marak, you start getting into like a perfect hiding spot when you see Worf just thrashing about. Like he tries hopping into one box, but he's clearly just too fat and big of a dwarf to fit into it. He tries just pulling a blanket over it, but it looks like he's just a sleeping man. He just
What do I
cannot.
see?
He just can't.
And, like, is there like, what do I see in this cart as
Well-
far as things to hide in?
Well, the crates, boxes, barrels. Marak, finally you get out and you attempt to assist Worf into whatever Worf wants to climb into. Go ahead and give me that assist roll.
All right.
Good enough. I will happily take that. Worf, what do you want to hide in?
I like the blanket idea.
So you go ahead and you lay back down, and you kind of pull up the blanket as if you're just sleeping again. Marak just takes like the blanket by the hem where your face is, and just like covers your head with it as well, just to kind of make you not stand out. And then goes into his perfect little hiding spot in a barrel and tucks himself in. Sure enough, after you guys finally settle in, you hear footsteps coming around the wagon, and Kirei pokes in with a lantern and kind of looks into her wagon and goes, "Okay, good. All right. Now keep quiet. Do not say anything. You got me? We will get you out of through those gates. And from there, once I find a safe place to park and let you out, you're free to go wherever you need to in Valera. Okay?" She walks back to her front of her wagon, hops on it, and about 2 minutes later, after getting settled and set, you just hear a "Hyah!" And the wagon starts to move, kind of bouncing and bumping through the roads as you guys are tucked into your little spots. Worf, the blanket kind of pulls and tugs on you a little bit, but you kind of sneak it back up and keep yourself hidden as much as possible, trying your best to keep as inconspicuous as you can. And about 5 minutes later, you feel the wagon come to a halt, and a guard is, of course, like, "Stop! What's your business in Valera?" "Well, I'm just, doing my daily. Figured the coolness of the night would make my travel safer." Okay. Well, fair enough. Kieran's perfect. Take care. We just got to inspect. Oh, of course. Yeah, go ahead. And you guys hear a couple of guards just kind of walk back and around the wagon and through like the crevices of the blanket and the boxes and barrels that you're all hiding in. You see the lights kind of flash again as the guard looks around, and he's kind of scanning through the boxes. "Well, all good back here. Okay. Well, thank you. Have a good day. Okay. Open the gates. Open the gates." And the gates open, and you feel the wagon move again. And it passes through the east gates. You know from your passive perception around you that you have finally entered Valera. About 15 minutes into the travels, you feel the roads get suddenly very bumpy, as if she must have pulled off the main road and is going into a more inconspicuous area. She finally parks the wagon, hops out, and gets over to the back. Okay, she lifts the back of the hitch of the hatch of the wagon. All right, you guys, you're free to go. We're in Valera now.
Oh, thanks a lot, Kira. We really appreciate all your help again.
Okay, be good out there. Stay low. Stay safe. I would stay off the main roads if I were you. Remember, you are fugitives in this country, and I will not be here to save you again.
Any chance you'd be able to help us get back into Masai on our way back?
I'll tell you this. I will meet you at this exact spot in 5 days' time. That should be enough for you to get there, deal with your business, get back. And in 5 days, 5 nights, at this exact time, I will be at this spot. Bring you back in through the gates. If you're not here, I am very sorry, but that's the only window of opportunity I have. I have my own business I need to take care of. 5 days, 5 nights. You have that only.
That's awful nice of you. You're a true friend, Kira. We really appreciate that.
Good luck, gentlemen. Take care. And Worf, stay safe for me.
Mm-hmm.
He climbs back onto her wagon and and snaps the whips, and it takes back off, riding back up towards Masai itself. And you guys are now inside of Valera. You are, of course, as you know, wanted men, likely with a bounty already inside this country. Any contact with... Well, just likely. If any contact with any Valerans will likely lead to your arrest and deportation or death. It's hard to say. Yeah.
Flash some hunter badges.
don't do that.
Your hunter's guild badge is as useless as a wet napkin. In fact, if anything, it's as incriminating as possible for you right now.
Oh, damn.
But sure enough, in the darkness, you see before you a hot and dry savanna once again, causing the sweat to bead down your necks and chest. It's cooler than the day, but it's still very warm. You even feel as you guys start to make your travels towards Damawi Desert. Your legs are working even slower as you drag through the rocky dryland. Are you going to stay? Are you going to stay off road,
Cool.
or are you going to try to use the road? Like, how are you approaching this, going towards Damawi Desert?
We should probably
like-
try to stay off the road, right?
Yeah.
Get off the road.
Sure enough, you come across, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Ugh. Sure enough, the night passes, and you guys are walking and dragging your feet, trying to make it to the edge of Damawi Desert. And it takes you at least a few good hours. You feel yourselves getting fatigued as you just carry on. The night bringing cooler breezes through, but it's still a hot travel. You have finally made it to the edge of the Damawi Desert. The rolling hills of golden sand stretch for miles beyond sight. Winds howl and pick up small dust storms here and there across the desert. Very little, if any, vegetation is seen, and creatures are scarce. Humanoids, and monsters alike. The moon and stars shining brightly, the only light available to you. For such a hot travel at this point, the cool breeze of nighttime is once again very comfortable, if only to elude the melting heat that will follow the next day. It is probably 3 hours before sunrise. At this point, you may try to attempt to get as far into the Damawi Desert, or you may camp at this point for the night before attempting such a perilous travel.
We should probably camp, right, guys?
I'm down to camp.
Could be funny and camp during the day and move during the night.
I don't actually hate that
Yeah,
idea.
that's
What
not a
time is
bad
it?
idea.
Right now, you have about 3 hours before sunrise.
Oh shit! Should we just do that then?
Just go for it until sunrise.
Yeah. We'll probably want to stealth camp, right?
We'll go ahead and pause here for the moment. You have reached the edge of the Damawi Desert with 3 hours of sunset, or 3 hours of nighttime left before sunrise. Before you get too far into the Damawi Desert. You have roughly 2 days worth of travel if you can survive and navigate through this featureless desert safely. We will stop here for the night and continue in 3 weeks on December 9th.
Oh, god damn.
That's it.
Right at 11 p.m., eh, Patty?
I knew it.
How much experience?
So, good point, Steve. I will say all of you actually performed your role-playing well once again. I'm sorry we didn't get into any flashy combat and get you to try your weapons out or do anything fancy, but it was a nice bit of role-playing. I would say between dealing with Kirei twice over, all the stealth checks, I would say 240 experience points each.
Oh shit! How's it?
Which, if I did my math right, should not be enough to level any of you up, but get you very close. Actually, you should be a lot higher than that, Worf, and 480.
Yeah, I've still never really learned where to add experience.
I already,
on this thing.
I got you. You are at 720 experience points into level 6 right now.
Beautiful.
So, should be about the same as Dan. Close to the same as Dan. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream.